Sorry.
I'm back.
Sorry. Okay, who was I asking? Was I asking Annie or Sheri?
Asking Sheri what is the corruption?
Okay, Sheri, I was asking you about corruption. Go ahead. What do you think corruption is, and how do you tie it into Project Mose and its problem? Oh, sorry, no. Sheri passed the question, so now Annie, I'm passing the question to you.
I think corruption means something had gone bad.
Something has gone bad, yes. Can you be more specific? What is corruption in government?
Corruption of government. I mean the government, people in the government that like money, maybe.
Yes, what about money?
The money that doesn't belong to them in the correct way.
Okay, money. What do they do with money that doesn't belong to them? Who does the money here belong to? These 5.5 billion euros.
Some, I suppose some comes from the residents of Venice, and some becomes of the other project use.
Okay, yeah, you're correct. It comes from the residents, or we call them taxpayers.
Oh, yeah.
Taxpayers. What is a taxpayer, Sheri? Sheri, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What is a taxpayer?
Where is it?
Taxpayer. I'll write it down. Taxpayer. What's that?
To pay tax.
And
like people that help, like well, they help other people to pay tax which they can't afford, I think.
Okay, a lot of people complain about taxes.
Oh.
Taxes are for what? Anyone? Annie, what are taxes for?
Taxes are for something that you buy and you need to pay tax.
Yes, you're correct. You buy something, you do something, you need to pay tax. The tax goes to the government, right? Yeah. Government has a lot of money. Your government, any government in the world has a lot of money. And where do they get this money? They get it from
taxpayers.
They get it from everyone, the people. They get it from your parents. Your parents work hard. They have to pay taxes from their salaries. And all these taxes from every person in China goes to the government. All the taxes from every person in Venice goes to the government. And this tax money is used to make what, Sheri?
To make the things that people use, like a road or that gate we're talking about.
Oh, yes, or in this case, the Mose project, the Mose system of flood defenses. Okay, so this is taxpayers' money. It doesn't belong to them, and there's corruption involved. How do you make the connection now?
Oh, so if they need to build a better gate, they need to get in more tax. Mm-hmm. And if they get in more tax, they could build a better gate.
Yes. And they already have a lot of taxes, a lot of money, 5.5 billion, but they're not building a better gate. So what do you think is happening to the money, Sheri?
I think maybe it's just wasted and the people are just complaining.
Yeah, people are complaining. It's very likely that the money is being what, Annie?
Maybe it's being used with something is not important.
Yes, it's being misused. Okay?
Yes.
It's either being misused or it's being stolen, or it can be both. So this is what we mean when we say corruption, okay? When people don't do their jobs, they're being dishonest, or they're not doing it as well as they should, it's called corruption. And if there's corruption that's happening, what is the result? Sheri, what's the result? When you have corruption in government and you're building a dam like Mose, what's the result?
I think if they have to build a thing like this, they'll have to do the best they could, or it would just fall down and break apart, like this thing in this in this PPT we're talking about. And the people might think, the citizens might think that they didn't do a good job on it, and they used all these money and for many years.
Yeah.
So, well, naturally, I will complain too.
Okay, good. Annie, do you want to add anything? Any other thoughts you could add on the
I think because of the government's corruption, and on this occasion, it is built Mose, right?
Yes.
Mose.
Yeah.
And it took for like almost 20 years to build it, and it cost 5.5 billion euros. But actually, the result is it's supposed to have a 100-year lifespan, but now it's just less than 10 years, and it collapsed. So it's obviously is a bad result, and the cause is that the corruption of the government.
Okay, good. Yes. All right. You should expect the best project or the best dam ever, because you have a lot of money and you have a long time to do it, right? You have all the time in the world and all the money in the world to do your best, but you didn't. It means somebody or a group of people are not doing their jobs right, or they're being corrupt, or they're being dishonest. So okay, before we end, I want you guys to take a look at this. It's very important. Sheri, can you read this part about Amsterdam? Sheri, are you still there?
Amsterdam is a city known for its canals, waterways, and circle. The city's historic center, like a kind of belt, providing picturesque views of boats and urban reflections. Even though Amsterdam sits almost entirely below sea level, the city never floods.
Okay, stop. All right. So it sits below sea level, but it never floods, right? And they only use how much money to manage the flood? Annie, how much money do they use?
$1 billion each year.
Yeah, they just use $1 billion to manage the flood. So it's costing them so much less, but they can do it well compared to Venice, which is not really doing a good job, right? So that is how we can compare what's happening. In Amsterdam, they can manage the flood for less money, but Venice cannot manage the flood, even if they have more money, right? Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
And that is the cause of corruption, unfortunately. Okay. All right, guys. So you both explained, you both managed to discuss this this topic relatively well, and we have a new issue that we learned today, and it's about corruption. So before we close, Annie, what would you do to stop corruption from happening in any government? What is your solution?
I think the best solution is to make a plan and to show all the residents and let the people to keep an eye on the government and maybe to support them and to prevent them from using the money, misuse the money, and it will definitely help the results to be better.
Okay, good. You need to come up with an effective plan. Yeah, good, good. All right, Sheri, do you want to add to that? How do you stop corruption?
We could reduce, reuse, and recycle, and maybe plant more trees, and maybe do something about the gases from the greenhouse, and make a new, like a plan to increase these kind of thing, and maybe they could just come out with a gas less harmful to the environment.
Okay, good. Yeah, your suggestions are good for improving the environment, but not really for answering corruption in government. How would you attack corruption in government so that they won't, do that job in creating solutions for the country? Sheri.
I think they should just talk about it and make more plans of how to do a better job, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you need more controls in place. Controls is like, checking the system every so often if everybody's doing a good job or not. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for your performance tonight. Thank you for participating so well. All right. Good job, Annie. All right. And Sheri, maybe one of these days you can show your video because I haven't seen you before. Maybe we can get a chance.
Yeah, I'm trying to open up the video for the whole class, but it just wouldn't open up.
Oh, it's a technical problem. I see. Okay, that's all right. So guys, good night, and I'll see you again on our next meeting. Okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night to all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.